Many remember Robert Urich as the rough, charismatic, tough guy from Spencer for Hire in Vegas. He always appeared strong, in charge, and ready to fight. His real life was different off television. Behind the cameras, Robert fought fights fiercer than any script. He fought with others. His wife, actress Heather Menzies, supported him throughout. Here, the story takes another tragic turn. Life also surprised her a few years later. What happened to the couple? Join us today as we reveal this. From Toronto, Ohio to fame. Robert Urich was a rare actor who starred in 15 TV shows. He captivated audiences for 3 decades with his silky voice, gorgeous jawline, and everyman charm. Millions witnessed a starring guy who always won, but behind the scenes, he fought fights Hollywood could not choreograph. Robert Urich's narrative begins in sleepy Toronto, Ohio, not Canada. Robert, born to John Paul and Cecilia Monica Urich, was Byzantine Catholic and Rusin and Slovak. He was the typical American youngster, a talented athlete, natural leader, and always destined for more. After receiving a football scholarship to Florida State University, he met future star Burt Reynolds. Robert was a reserve center on the football team, but his magic was off the field. His master's in broadcast research and administration from Michigan State University followed his degree in radio and television communications. He was brilliant and ambitious. He planned. He even took voice lessons at the University of Chicago and sold for WGN-TV for $150 a week. And the kicker? He was dismissed. Why? They discovered his moonlighting. Yep. The fact that Robert was trying to get into acting on the side bothered his bosses. He tried the weatherman gig, but he soon realized the green screen wasn't his goal. Robert finally appeared on TV in the early 70s. He shined when he did. From SWAT to Vegas to Spencer for Hire, he became a household name in American living rooms. Neither dazzling nor scandalous, he was reliable and likable. That unique combination became him TV's most trusted face. He worked, not simply worked. 15 series, unlimited guests. He made it look easy. Hollywood's success doesn't guarantee peace. Robert Urich made a life-changing decision after playing in The Rainmaker with his college friend Burt Reynolds in Chicago. Reynolds, who was on his way to stardom, told him, "You got it, kid. Move to LA and give this acting thing a real shot." That was enough for Urich. Taking his luggage, he went. After moving to Los Angeles, Urich made his TV debut in 1972 as an FBI guest. It wasn't much, but it got him in. He starred in Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice on TV a year later. Big break, right? Not precisely. The show was terminated after 6 episodes due to low viewership. Urich persisted. He was starting out. His feature debut was not a low-budget indie that year. The brutal, dirty, hairy sequel Magnum Force starred him opposite Clint Eastwood. Urich played a vigilante motorcycle cop. It was dark. It was intense. It showed he could handle film drama as well as TV. Another Burt Reynolds twist occurred in 1975. Reynolds persuaded Aaron Spelling to invite Urich to read for his new action series out of concern for his friend. SWAT Spelling agreed, and Urich's reading hooked Spelling. Officer Jim Street, the elite unit's youthful, cool cop, was his role. Viewers flocked to the mid-season replacement. SWAT had all the adrenaline and action, making Urich a TV celebrity overnight. The spectacle surged and dropped swiftly. Critics called SWAT overly violent, and it ended in 1976. But Urich kept going. He appeared on Soap in 1977 as Peter the Tennis Player, a comedy. The portion was brief yet memorable. He played gorgeous, self-centered talk show host Paul Thurston in Tabitha, a Bewitched spin-off that year. After good ratings, poor scheduling doomed the show. Tabitha ended in 1978 after 13 episodes. The part that made Robert Urich, the part that made him famous, was Vega Dollar. Urich reprised his role as Dan Tana, a sophisticated private investigator in neon-lit Las Vegas with Aaron Spelling. Urich went all out to play the nasty guy detective. He gained 40 pounds of muscle, going from 180 to 220 pounds of lean on-screen strength. The result? Vega Dollar was instantly popular. Maybe it was Vegas's backdrop. Maybe it was the fast cars and hefty stakes. Urich was probably it. He dominated the role, and fans went crazy. The sitcom won him 2 Golden Globe nominations and established him as a TV star, but stars burn out. By its 3rd season, Vega Dollar was losing viewers. ABC closed in June 1981 without network backing. Suddenly, Vegas's lights went out, but Robert Urich, his work was incomplete. After Vega Dollar, Robert Urich kept on. He switched gears. He joined MGM to pursue cinema. His debut film with the studio was Alan Rudolph's sci-fi thriller Endangered Species. The film wasn't a hit, but it heralded a new chapter for Urich's movie star dreams. Still, TV called him back. He plays a former CIA operative turned oceanographer in Gavilan, his return to television. Cool, right? Unfortunately, viewers didn't bite. The show ended after 7 episodes, but Urich didn't linger on it. He appeared in The Ice Pirates, a weird space comedy, and Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell, a horror thriller, in 1984. Both were daring. Neither became huge hits. Turk 182, a 1985 drama with heart, was also a commercial failure. However, he struck TV gold again that year. One of Urich's most memorable roles was Spencer for Hire. He charmed audiences for 3 seasons as the gruff, streetwise private eye with a heart. Urich continued with the character after the series ended. In the 1990s, he recreated the character in multiple TV movies: Ceremony, Pale Kings and Princes, Judas Goat, Savage Place. In addition to being everyone's favorite TV detective, he hosted National Geographic Explorer in 1988, showing a more intelligent, inquiring side. His performance earned him a Cable Ace Award. Lonesome Dove, his most critically lauded film, followed. Urich played Jake Spoon, a tragic former Texas Ranger, in 1989's popular miniseries. Critics applauded his depth and emotional impact. His career moved forward in the 1990s, although not always. He appeared in several short-lived TV shows and movies, including American Dreamer, 1990, 91, 83 Hours Till Dawn, and Crossroads. Urich searched for another breakout series in 1992. He and Faye Dunaway starred in It Had to Be You, a 1993 sitcom that fizzled after 4 episodes. He narrated a rare Disney documentary, Alien Encounters from New Tomorrowland, in 1995. Disney fans lost track of it after it aired once. Lawsuit. The 1996 Western drama. The Lazarus Man provided Urich one of his best late-career roles. Fans adored it, so a 2nd season was ordered, but sad news followed. Urich had synovial sarcoma, an uncommon malignancy. Castle Rock Entertainment unexpectedly canceled the event without supporting him. Urich later confronted them. They terminated without asking if I could work. He sued for breach of contract in 2000 and settled quietly, but the message was clear. His stance was firm. Urich worked through cancer. Health documentary Vital Signs and PBS show Boatworks were hosted by him in 1997. After beating cancer in 1998, he returned to acting as Captain Jim Kennedy III in Love Boat: The Next Wave. 2 seasons aired on UPN. Urich was on Broadway, debuting in Chicago as slick-talking lawyer Billy Flynn. He performed with the show in 1999 and 2000, demonstrating his theatrical presence and charisma. He joined Emeril, a sitcom about Chef Emeril Lagasse, in 2001. The show wasn't popular, but Urich's performance was a highlight. His final series. His last appearance was Night of the Wolf. An Animal Planet made-for-TV movie aired the night before he died. Robert Urich's synovial sarcoma diagnosis. In July 1996, Robert Urich announced his diagnosis of a rare soft tissue malignancy. The punch was heavy, but Urich didn't flee. He attacked the diagnosis with tenacity, grace, and unwavering hope. Despite intensive therapy, he worked. He fought for more than himself. He spoke for others. Urich promoted cancer awareness, early identification, and research. His efforts were noticed. He was honored with the Gilda Radner Courage Award and the John Wayne Cancer Institute Award for his strength and advocacy. He and his wife, Heather Menzies, established the URIC Fund at the University of Michigan Comprehensive Cancer Center to assist cancer research. He offered both his name and his wallet. Urich donated his $125,000 Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Prizes to the organization. The hard-fought effort looked to have paid off by 1998. Urich triumphed after being certified cancer-free and designated the American Cancer Society's national spokesperson. He utilized it to inspire, educate, and show that cancer wasn't the end, but the sickness always followed. Urich told an interviewer in November 2001 that physicians identified additional lumps. His optimism persisted. He was optimistic again once a new drug worked. The conflict ended tragically in April 2002. Urich was hospitalized to Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center in Thousand Oaks, California, with breathing issues a week before his death. He died at 55 on April 16, 2002. Heather, his wife, and their 3 children supported him. A funeral liturgy was celebrated at St. Charles Borromeo Church in North Hollywood 3 days later on April 19. The family buried his cremated remains at their Prince Edward County, Ontario, vacation home. In the Westlake Church of Christ Cemetery near that home, a simple plaque honors a man who gave his all on screen and off. Marriage of Robert Urich. Robert married twice before dying. His 1968 marriage to Barbara Rucker was his first. Their 1974 divorce ended the partnership. Afterward, he married actress Heather Menzies in 1975. They adopted 3 children and lived together until his 2002 death. They shared principles, compassion, and a love of family and performing, making their marriage strong. She was born in Toronto on December 3, 1949, to Scottish immigrants who had come to Canada following World War II. Her father was a failing artist. By 14, Heather had lived in Vancouver, Miami, London, and Southern California. Sheila, her younger sister, and Neil, her older brother, died in 2019. She studied acting at Falcon Studios University of the Arts after graduating from Burbank's John Burroughs High School in 1967. In 1964, she made her TV debut on The Farmer's Daughter. Her breakthrough role as Louisa Von Trapp in The Sound of Music came at 14. Though she had no acting experience, she sang So Long Farewell and The Lonely Goatherd beautifully with the outstanding cast. In the film's rowboat sequence, Heather saved Gretel, a young Kim Carruth who couldn't swim. Menzies' film and television career was varied. She and her husband appeared in Bonanza, Dragnet, Alias Smith and Jones, Room 222, Marcus Welby, Maryland, T.J. Hooker, and Vega Dollar. She played Jessica Six in Logan's Run and appeared in Hawaii, How Sweet It Is, Piranha, and Endangered Species. She appeared in Playboy's 1973 Tender Trap photo, a tribute to her music background. She and Urich met in 1974 while filming a fake wedding commercial. They married, raised 3 adopted children, and built a meaningful life. Heather founded the Robert Urich Foundation to support cancer patients and families after Urich's 2002 death from cancer. She spent her life championing the cause. Her ovarian cancer survival years earlier strengthened her determination. In November 2017, Heather was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. She died surrounded by family on December 24, 2017, just weeks later at 68. Ryan Urich, her son, called her an actress and ballerina. She liked living fully. She died at 7:22 p.m. nearly 4 weeks after her terminal brain cancer diagnosis, despite not being in pain. Robert and Heather raised money for Park City High School's Eccles Performing Arts Center. The institution established the Robert Urich Scholarship after his death. The pair co-founded the University of Michigan Robert and Heather Urich Fund for Sarcoma Research. Others on the same arduous path benefited from their advocacy. He was honored by the Robert Urich Interchange in Toronto, Ohio, his hometown. He received a Hollywood Walk of Fame star at 7083 Hollywood Boulevard for his television work. He was the only walker with a U name for years until Usher joined him. Both died, but remembered. Children, Foundation, and lives affected by Robert Urich and Heather Menzies continue their legacy. Children of Robert Urich. Robert and Heather Menzies. Urich struggled to become parents. Multiple miscarriages led them to adoption. Ryan and Emily were their 1978 and 1980 children. Allison Grady Urich, their third child, was adopted in 1998. Robert was a hands-on, loving, supportive father who invested in his children. That kindness shaped their family, especially in hard times. When Robert's cancer returned just before Ryan's high school graduation, the family was devastated. Ryan, Emily, and Allison supported their father in his final months, just as Heather had done 15 years ago when his battle began. Of the 3 children, only Ryan originally showed interest in acting like his parents. Among his films were Night Walk and The Killer Inside. However, he left the entertainment world for deeper reasons. Ryan Urich is a Lovelace Medical Group infectious disease specialist in New Mexico. His father's cancer encouraged him to study medicine. Ryan said watching his father suffer and feeling helpless changed him in interviews. He couldn't save his dad, but a medical degree allowed him to help others. He has followed that purpose ever since. Emily and Allison want peaceful lives below the spotlight. However, their family has continued their parents' memory through the Robert Urich Foundation, scholarships, and their behavior, with conviction, grace, and compassion. How has Ryan described his father? Ryan publicly discusses his father the most of the 3 children. Robert typically prioritized connection above discipline as a father. Ryan remembers school misdemeanors with his father. Robert got on the floor, eye level with his kid, and gently opened the door to discourse instead of criticizing him.